magnificent morning, awesome afternoon, and excellent evening, depending on where you are in the world. I am Carla, the host of this show, and right now I am in Karachi, Pakistan, in Berea Town, which is really a nice place. And I am talking to Allyson Reneau, who is in Oklahoma City in the US. And believe it or not, for me, it is evening time. And for Allyson, she's just getting her day started. And I'm so excited to be able to talk to her about herself. Having said that, I'm going to ask Allyson to introduce herself. After I have told you that this show is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace, one conversation at a time. I always love to say that. In any case, Allyson, we are ready to get started and get to know you. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Carla. It's so nice of you to have me today. And thank you to the Institute of Peace as well for their support. Greetings to all of my friends and friends to be in Pakistan, as well as your global audience from the US. I'm so happy to be here.
And I'm so happy to have you. So tell me, who is Allyson Reneau?
That's a great question. I'm still looking for that answer myself, but I am, first of all, the mother to 11 beautiful children. I had them all with one husband, and I have 9 daughters and 2 sons. And I suppose our mission is the same, the mission of peace. I try to keep peace among the 9 daughters, which is always a challenge. And but being a mother really has been the most rewarding and most difficult mission, I think, that I've had. And now they're mostly grown up and getting married and having children. So it's been a real pleasure to be a mother. But in addition, I work in the space industry. I work in sports, and I'm an international keynote speaker all around the world. And I love getting to know people in different cultures, their food, their lifestyle, their weather. And what I've found is that despite a few differences, people are amazing everywhere I go. And we all have a lot of the same goals. So thank you again for allowing me to be here.
Now, you said something very interesting. You are the mother of 11 children.
Yes.
How did you do that? And also remember, being a mother, and most people don't realize it. Please, I'm interviewing. Most people do not realize or understand that that's really the most important job in the world that you could ever do. So can you talk about that for a few moments?
Absolutely. When you have a child, they're a lifetime assignment, right? It doesn't stop when they're 18. And one of the things I tried to do was to get up early before the children, woke up. And I had a morning routine. I'm a person of faith, so I would spend my time, talking to God, asking for help. And then I would always go for an outdoor run to kind of freshen up my mind and my body. I would come home and write down the things I needed to accomplish for the day. And I would just do my very best to be good at each thing. And not everything was accomplished each day. And you just start over and give yourself a fresh start the next day. And, another thing is I did as a woman, we really can have it all but we really can't have it all at the same time. So my life has been a series of, I would say, chapters: mother first, education second, professional life third. Those are the timeline for me. And this is how it worked for me. It's not everybody's journey, but this is how my life has gone.
And that's exciting. And you don't have just 2 or 3 kids. You raised 11.
Yes.
And I just couldn't do that personally. What is the thing that inspired you the most to be able to work with 11 kids, 11 different personalities, and 12 if you include your husband? How did you do this?
Well, fortunately, I had no twins, so they came one at a time. And there was about maybe 1.5 to 2 years between each one, which allows you to catch your breath. And when it comes one at a time, it's not quite as hard. I had, other mothers around me that I watched that were incredible and loved being a mother. And I just drew inspiration from them as well. So I think in life, it's not just about me or just about you. It's about a team, about people that are put around you to help you along on your journey. And I enjoyed every stage, infant, 2-year-old, 5, 10, even into the teenage years, which can be challenging. I am currently on my 11th teenager. She is graduating from high school this year. And I think one of the biggest traits you develop is patience, which wasn't always my best virtue.
Patience is part of everything in the world. In order
Yes.
for everything, when you're learning to do something, or when you're learning anything in the world, or becoming, you don't make that transition from not doing to doing in one night. A child takes a while to learn to walk or even to stand up. And we think, oh my God, this child will never stand. And then all of a sudden stands. And
Yes.
it's part of that patience. What do you think helped you grow your patience?
Could you repeat the question, Carla?
You think I can say that again? What is it that helped you grow your patience in life?
Well, for me, there were 2 reasons. Number one, being a person of faith and wanting to please God. I think when you are trying to please God with your life, it's sort of a lifetime self-improvement course. And one of the things that I felt like was impressed upon my heart continually was to be patient and to forgive, which are again difficult at times. And the second reason is I wanted to maintain a good relationship with my kids. So even though I'm, was the boss at the house, you want to maintain peace and friendship with your children, especially as they get older. And patience is a part of that because they're going to make mistakes. They're going to fall down. They're going to achieve things. And you have to kind of stand back and watch them grow and go through their journey. And those are the 2 reasons, really, just to, I think, wanted God to be happy with my personality, and also wanted my kids to have a good relationship with my children.
And did you find that those 2 things did come to reality?
Yes. And one of the things I had to learn was not every child is the same. Not everyone has the same gifts and talents. One might want to be a swimmer. One might want to be a gymnast. or play baseball or play the trumpet or the drums. And you have to learn that not everybody is like you, like me, and give them that liberty to explore the passions that they had. And it was fun. And I learned a lot by watching my kids grow into the areas and the passions they loved.
Wow, how cool. So, having said that, it just fascinates me that someone could have 11 kids and live through it and help them grow without, with such ease. And I'm just very impressed. And I think people need to know how important your job has been, from getting married, having your first kid, and the 10 more is quite amazing. Now,
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
go on.
No, I was an only child. So I'd never changed a diaper before or fed a baby or given them a bath. So it was quite a learning experience for me. And I only planned to have 2 children. And somehow there were 9 more. But I just kind of rolled with the punches and decided to give it my best. And I don't think I'm perfect as a mother by any means. But I can say that I did give it 100%.
And I'm sure you do. Now, you want to, if I have it correct, you want to empower girls to feel comfortable growing into business models or whatever they want to do. Can you talk about that a little?
Mm-hmm. That's a wonderful question. Women have a tough job because they have so many jobs. They have to wear a lot of hats. We not only have to raise the kids, but if we're working, then we have to come home and feed them and get them to their piano lessons and those sorts of things. So it requires self-care and time for yourself. And often as women, we feel guilty doing that. And I did too. But I learned that the more I was well and healthy physically and emotionally and mentally, the more that I could give. So I think it's really important that women and girls realize that it's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay to go have your nails done or to have lunch with a friend or something like that, or whatever you need. Sleep a little extra. Leave the dishes in the sink at night. Don't worry about it. Do them in the morning. Take care of yourself. Make sure you have the strength and the physical energy to give your best each day.
Now, a woman often thinks, oh, I got to take care of my daughter, my husband, my job, and they forget to take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true, if the cup is not full, you can't overflow and give to someone else. So please tell me, how do you keep your cup full?
Well, as a human being, we have different cups to fill. We have our mentally. I think we need to stay stimulated in our learning, always be curious about different subjects. We need to keep our heart and our emotions full through different ways, whether it's watching. This morning I was watching inspirational videos on YouTube about gratitude and being grateful. Sometimes we forget to do that. We focus on the negative things in our life and forget that, wow, I'm glad I have a roof over my head. I'm so happy that my children are healthy. I'm so happy that I have a job. So I, make sure that also emotionally that I feel strong. And then physically, doing physical exercise every day, whatever makes someone happy. For me, the quickest thing is to put on a pair of running shoes and go running, because I can take this particular exercise anywhere around the world. So I've run on every continent and in, so many countries. And so this is very important to stay full in all this. We're a multifaceted being in each of these areas. So I really tried to prioritize that. And again, Carla, I'm not perfect, but this is the daily goal. And each day, if I didn't accomplish what I wanted that day, I've learned to let it go. Just let it go and not wear that burden to bed at night, because I'm a firm believer in sleep as well. And I make sure to get 7 or 8 hours of sleep. It's a priority because I don't do well tired the next day. And there's days that you're not going to get to sleep. When you have infants and they're up eating every 2 hours, etc., you're tired. But just remember, take a little nap, 30 minutes if you can in the afternoon, or whatever you can do, wherever you can catch it. And I try to do that.
And that's wonderful. I know that there are women, not only in the United States, but a lot in Pakistan, who feel I need to be there for this person, for that person.
Mm-hmm.
How can we help them remember that if you're not there for you, you're not going to be able to be there for someone else?
I always try to imagine that I have a battery on the inside of me. And this battery carries a charge. And if I allow my battery to get low, I can't give out a lot of light or a lot of help, a lot of encouragement. So it's very, very important to keep your battery charged, however that works for you. I know I figured out what works for me on keeping my battery charged. And I keep that going because I think I can make more. My goal is to encourage, inspire women, children, boys, girls, men, to make their dreams come true. And mine really have. I pinch myself sometimes. That doesn't mean I didn't hit rock bottom. Carla, my life has not been a fairy tale by any means. I have hit bottom in almost every category you can imagine. But I feel like as a person who's, been broken, been crushed, that I can identify with your audience. Yes, right now I'm dressed up, my hair is fixed, my makeup is on. But you're seeing the best version right now. And it's not always, not always has my life been like this. And it doesn't really matter how low you've been or where you are right now or your circumstances. I believe that life always offers a second chance. And when you see that chance and that opportunity, man, I ran for it. I grabbed onto it. And a lot of times I didn't feel worthy or up to par for that opportunity, but you just have to do a lot of self-talk and, just do your best and take advantage of it. I want to be, when at the end of my life, because, there's one thing that's going to happen to all of us, not to be morbid, but we're all going to die. We're only here for a short time. And I don't want to be, 80 years old or 75, breathing my last few breaths on my pillow with regrets. So even if I failed, at least I tried in different areas. And so I kind of look at life from that big perspective of we're not here very long. And it's important to make our life count the best that we can, because God does give us chances to do things right where we are with whatever we have in our hand. You don't have to have a lot.
But you need something. And if you're grateful for what you have, then it multiplies. And I assume you practice gratitude.
Did I practice what?
You practice gratitude, being thankful for your 11 kids, being thankful for your life, being thankful for what you do.
It's very important, and it's we often forget as things, go wrong. We just, like I said, we tend to focus on the negative. And what I really try to do if things are going wrong, not only do I try to write down 5 things or say 5 things that I'm thankful for, but I always reach out to someone else to help them when they're down. And that seems to cure my poor me attitude if something's going wrong. I'll call 2 or 3 other people and encourage them, even if I don't feel like it. And by the time I'm done doing that, I think my perspective has changed and I'm ready to conquer and try again.
People talk about gratitude all, and then they talk about it, and then they complain. This isn't as good. Needs to be more wonderful. How do you stay in that state of gratitude?
Well, for me, having hit bottom a few times, you never forget where you came from. I don't, at least. And I promised myself that if God would get me out of this circumstance, that I would dedicate even more of my life to helping others, and giving my life to encouraging people. I just know what it feels like. And when if you haven't hit bottom in your health, how can you be truly grateful for your health? You kind of take it for granted. Or if you hit bottom in your finances, how can you truly appreciate your job, even if it's not perfect? At least you have some income. So for me, it's like, I think God allowed me to be crushed several times. So I never forget how it felt and the contrast between down and up. So anytime I'm feeling good and on top of the mountain, I always remember the valley.
And it's important to remember the valley, but that's the past.
Mm-hmm.
Now is what's important. And the future hasn't come yet. So how do you keep yourself more in the now than in the regret or in the worry?
Well, we have to realize that if we get stuck in the emotions of the past or the regret of the past, we actually will stay stuck there. And I've learned to, forgive others. A lot of times when we hit bottom, sometimes it's really truly not our fault. It's a result of someone's betrayal or something they did to us, and we're left feeling hurt, right? And I've learned the art of forgiveness. I have had to learn to forgive people, even if they were in the wrong. And then most of all, the hardest thing was you have to forgive yourself. And you do this not because it's fun, but because it snips the tie of the past. It cuts the rope that's holding you down from your past and allows you to soar to your next phase of your journey. And if those thoughts come to my mind where I start feeling like upset or mad at someone from the past, I just pretend like it's a bad TV show and I just change the channel. I don't allow myself to think it. Once I forgive, I let it go. And it's an effort. But then you realize over time, it's the best choice.
Now, do you remember you let it go, but don't the things that you did that you may not feel comfortable come back to your mind?
Could you ask that one more time? You cut out just a little.
Oh, we all want forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And we all want to say, I want to get rid of the past and believe that it's really, really gone. But somehow that doesn't actually happen because the past kind of hangs out in our mind. How do you get rid of it in your mind?
Well, we're human beings and we have a brain, and the brain has a memory. And the memories of the things we've been through are still very prevalent. it's there. It's going to be imprinted on our mind the rest of our life. But I guess I'm a firm believer that sometimes for me, the launch pad to the next amazing thing that was going to happen in my life came because I hit bottom. I think when you hit bottom, you do a lot of soul searching. You begin to evaluate yourself and you think, either I can lay here and just do nothing and, sit in bed and eat chocolates, which is okay. It's okay to cry it out for a little bit. But then that's why I'm a person of faith. I believe in God watching what's happening and then reaching out his merciful hand to say, look here, I've got another door I'm going to open for you. I've got another opportunity. And a lot of the things going to, getting my Harvard education, working in the space industry, so many things that I have done in life were birthed out of tremendous adversity. So I think you have to realize that it's not over when you think it's over. And I think you have to listen to that voice in your heart that gives you guidance. It's not very loud. It's sometimes an impression or an instinct to try this or try that. And I always act on it because even if I'm wrong, at least I tried. And it's given me an incredible journey and opportunities I never believed that a housewife, uneducated housewife with 11 children could ever have. So I hope that that may be helping someone that's listening today. It's not over for you. Good things are on the way. We live in an incredible world. We live honestly, there's a lot of bad going on, of course, in the world that the media amplifies. But we live at the best time in human history for healthcare, for technology. Look at us. We're halfway around the world from each other talking. We have dishwashers and cars. We don't have to ride horses. When I travel, to another continent, I get to get on an airplane and I don't have to go across the ocean for 3 weeks, across the Atlantic. So, wow, we truly in human history for men and women have a lot at our fingertips that we can take advantage of.
And that's amazing. The world is changing so fast right now. And sometimes we think, oh, AI, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Or computer going on live, what a difficult thing that may be. But my feeling is, if we take that jump and we make ourselves do something, then we'll move forward.
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, technology, AI, social media, sometimes we think it's terrible and we don't want to participate, but it's here to stay. Social media is here to stay. AI is here to stay, whether we like it or not. And really, these advancements in humans are just a tool in our hand for good or for evil. And even AI can be used for good, right? So I try to look at it that way and not try to vilify the progress and growth of the human race.
Yeah, I don't think we can make those decisions for ourselves. We just need to live through it. I want to thank you for coming and visiting me. Is there anything else you would like to add about yourself?
Well, Carla, first of all, you're just a pleasure to talk to. You make it so easy. You're very encouraging. And I'd like to maybe in a future live stream that we could talk more about my involvement in the space industry and the amazing people that I've met through that. Maybe talk about my career training children in on an Olympic track of the sport of gymnastics for the last 23 years, and really investing in the children in my local community. So there's some other areas that, other than being a mother, and that I would love to discuss at some point, and maybe encourage others that if you start feeling hungry in your life to do more and you want to make an impact while you're here alive on this planet, there will be a chance to do that. And that hunger you feel in your heart is probably an unfulfilled dream or a passion that's just dying to get out, and for you to do that. So if you would, that would be just a lot of fun down the road.
Maybe we could do that soon. I would love to talk to you about those things. We'll talk about it after we get off air. But thank you so very much for coming and speaking with me. And it appears that you really enjoyed it, which is really wonderful. And let's remember that this show is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which was created to bring peace one conversation at a time. And with that, can we wave goodbye?
Carla, it's been a privilege to talk to you. I hope to visit Pakistan soon and try the food and enjoy the beautiful sights and geography and the people of Pakistan. And thank you again for having me on.
Oh, it's been a joy. We're going to go off air, but you stay around for a moment.
Sure.